state where the magnolias bloom so late. A child stands alone in fear, wishing someone would hold them near. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line, Georgia's foster, let love shine. ICPC send them far and wide, across the borders where they divide. Families waiting with open arms to shield them from all worldly harms. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Though the journey's tough, the road is long, singing out this hopeful song. Every child deserves a chance to find their home, their love, their dance. No more darkness, no more tears, just a future free from fears. With each step they grow so strong, in a place where they belong. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. The journey's tough, the road is long, in this world they'll start to glow. Child protective, hear their plea, in Georgia's arms they will be free. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their heart, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Let love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's foster, let love shine. Love shine.
Hello everyone, how are y'all doing? Welcome to Unmasking Foster Care Corruption. I'm Danielle, your host today. So, y'all bear with me because this is like, I was wondering where everybody went, but anyhow. So, girl, look, got tongue-tied there for a minute.
You're right.
Are you there?
You're right. Your first show, you can screw up. The next one, you cannot.
Right. Not allowed. So how's everyone doing? Thanks for watching with us. Come on in. We're going to talk about like the systematic failures and injustices within the foster care system here in the, around the world. There's a lot of different things that are unseen and unheard. And, if you know anyone, hi Debbie, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Let us know how it goes. Huh? Can you?
I said hi, Tammy, too.
Oh, hey, Tammy. I know I'm a little bit late today. I do apologize. I had technical problems. What I wanted to discuss today was possibly like about the residential treatment facilities that are definitely a big part of this foster care corruption that we have going on here. We're as with this podcast and with the Punisher and Carrie and myself and the others, Vinny, Tiff, who else? Carrie, Wicked Warriors, Fight CPS. They're on Facebook. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Chris joined us. Carrie.
Hello, Chris.
And if you could check out in the bio or on Facebook, on my YouTube, or this Punisher, I forgot the name of it. CPS Fighting. There it is. Abolish CPS. Y'all, I would have been better prepared, and I do apologize. I've heard a horror stories off of TikTok. Okay, yes, ma'am. Debbie, TikTok is a very good resource for that to view. Those videos are true, are real, because I'm firsthand experience in this world with the residential treatment facilities. It's as this podcast goes on, we'll I do have some news. Let me just say, my son is coming home. Yes,
Yay!
From one of these places. Me and my aunt, we got to enroll him in high school, his senior year. So yeah, so and he is one of the ones that is involved. He's been in this place out in Texas, and it's the things that I've had to see are just you wouldn't think that a place that's supposed to be like their safe haven, their sanctuary, like these people think that that's what they think, that they treat them people like. No, they don't. I mean, some of these kids are just, they're not the same when they come out. And a lot of them, all of them, they don't need to be there. These kids / adults, they should be able to have a life. I mean, any parent wants their child or their children to have a life, to have a decent life, a great life. I want nothing but the best for my kids. Wherever, the ones that we can be involved with, that we are able to be parents with, especially if you're experiencing or going through this challenge with CPS, DFCS, DSS, wherever you are, if you're going through it, and if you have friends or family, just be mindful and thoughtful of while they're going through their case or whatever because it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. I mean, I've been at it for 2 years, and I've nonstop been fighting, and it's hard. It is. So these parents that are going through it, grandparents, and everyone that's here with us, I'm sure has experienced it, gone through it, got a grandchild, a family member
or been through it themselves as a kid.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Yep. I didn't even think about that, because I do have a disabled brother that is 37 years old that experienced this when we were younger, and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I mean, he was talking to me about that. So that's how, and my brother's disabled. So, with him knowing that I'm been involved and going through it triggered him to have that memory. So you could just imagine, and the things that he says and that he's told me, that he's 37 and gone through, and this is my family member. So this is my own brother. So, I mean, he's disabled. Like,
he doesn't talk about it much.
He don't, but no, he don't. But it's certain things, like he hears the podcast, and sometimes he'll get on and watch me or watch everybody, right. and something, and he'll talk to me about it later. And so it's like certain things about this whole corruption it triggers him. It does. And some days, some days when he's going through it, so here lately, I have to say he don't watch it a lot. So my bro don't join me, but hey, I still love him. That's my bro.
It's hard. So, I was in a group home for 1.5 years when I was a kid, when I was a minor.
And
for no reason, but when I moved out, and my dad kicked me out and then turned me in right before school started. He knew right where I was and everything, but said I was a runaway and I was gone.
How old were you? I
was 14.
14?
Yep.
And like, did it change you once you got out?
Yeah, that's where I learned all my criminal behaviors. That's exactly where I became a criminal.
And and that's a lot of people that I've corresponded with, and I'm gonna try to get, like, I'm gonna ask this individual if they want to come on the show one day, and because they said the same thing, and that's
exactly where I learned.
And these kids, like, and that refers to, like, these kids aging out of foster care.
Right.
What if they don't have family? What if there's no one? Are they just released to the world? And it does. But I've uncovered, like, the funds that they have, these grants, and they're supposed to help. But if this place is supposed to be a safe haven and a sanctuary for these kids that are already going through things and been taken from their families, what do you think letting them just explore the world and face it alone is going to do to them? Like,
it does exactly what they want it to do. It puts them right back in an institution. It puts them right back in
right.
prison. It puts them in jail. It's just never ending cycle. And I can
And
tell you
I
that
mean,
just from experience, just from my life experience, that's exactly what happened. The minute
and
I was eventually emancipated, and I had a pretty good worker. I really did. I will definitely give her credit. She was an awesome worker.
there
And
are some.
I didn't lie to her, and she did what she thought was best for me at all times. And then when I got out of that group home, they put me on independent living, which I was eventually kicked off of because my friend was also on it, but he aged out, and he's a year older than me, so I let him move in with me, and that got me kicked off.
Oh, wow.
But eventually they my worker was so cool that she let me be on my own as long as I could prove I could be on my own. Like, I worked, I still went to school.
So it's like you had to take on responsibilities on your own automatically. Like,
but I mean, and I had to check in with the court like once a month, which was fine. I was cool with that. The DA was great. He really worked with me too. He did a lot for me. He's actually the person that taught me to be honest in my life. He's the one that taught me that honesty gets you where you need to be. You know, that
and
just be real. Just be real about things. And for the most part, you're going to win. I mean, you're going to be victorious in being honest about things. But that doesn't mean disclose everything to DHS. That is not what I'm saying at all.
No.
Not even a little tiny bit am I saying that.
Right. No,
you don't have to be a good person and be honest with other people. Not
they don't be an open book with everybody you get to meet.
Right.
Everybody
because that's person and tell it how it is. It's so much easier. Listen, I don't got the energy to lie. I do not have the energy to lie. I don't have the energy to be.
If you know you're gonna do messed up things, if you're doing something that you know is not right,
just own it.
I mean, hey, you know what I've always been told? If I'm gonna be stupid and make bad decisions, I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna have to face the consequences. Like, sometime. I mean, it is, and that's we make our own choices, and then these in reverence to that, let's go ask these kids that are in these homes and that don't have families. And
let me tell you a story. Let me tell you about this story this kid told me that just recently, just like in the last few months. He was in this group home and he was only there because he was supposed to be adopted. And he didn't get adopted because they wanted the younger child and not him. So, unfortunately.
Did he have was it a sibling?
Once the PPR was done, the appeal was done and denied.
Was it a sibling?
Yep. They called and said they didn't want him anymore. So they came and got him, and they put him in a shelter first, and they put him in a group home. And the group home that they put him in, they would put these kids in padded rooms where something was up with the volume, or they would have this any noise that they made in there, just moving around, moving back and forth, rocking or sneezing or coughing, it would echo through this room. And they said it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It was a constant humming. And,
so that was like a punishment to them, or
they call it the control room. Yeah. It's
wow.
absolutely horrible. I mean, my son being autistic, frequencies bug him.
Right.
Lights buzzing and things like that bug him. He's sensitive to it, and he'll walk around like this all day.
And some autistic kids, loud groups, and that.
And so even for normal kids, they were putting them in these rooms, and then it's just traumatizing them. It's really traumatizing them.
So it makes you wonder what triggered.
Nobody hears that.
No, that's the first. I've maybe one other time, but the one I heard was that but it was like you said, the movement, or if they did whatever in this room, it set something off and did those horrible sounds. So screeching, it's like a sound for a certain behavior. It was weird.
Yeah,
and they said they felt like a lab rat. A lab rat.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly how they feel too. That's exactly how these kids feel.
Wow.
I mean,
it's like they makes you wonder.
When I was in a group home, it wasn't like that, but it was also an old Bible camp where I was. So we were kind of out in the woods, it was, we went to public school, but we were the last group that
so
went to
before they went to homeschool.
Before they switched it to be on grounds, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen what it was like on grounds, but I mean nowadays they don't do that. They don't send kids to public school from group homes. They have pretty much have it on grounds, which is not better. They're not social. They're not socializing. You're socializing with all the same peers you live with, and you're like, you know, all you're doing is creating criminals.
Right. And my son, where he's
be there, yeah.
Right. And where my son is, they do have it's a school on the campus, and it's not tomorrow. Chris is her son tomorrow at play therapist. I guess
that's awesome.
Chris,
good,
awesome. Tell her congrats, Dad. That's making progress. It's working. Yay.
Yep.
So keep voices need to be heard, because these kids need us to speak for them, because they're not being heard. And I've seen firsthand these kids, even on a screen video visiting my son, I've seen kids come up and you could see it on their faces, just the smile and the glow when they see a parent. And I'm like, and I've asked, and I've got scolded for asking, like, do these kids, are their parents reaching out to them, or do they have, why wouldn't they not?
Most of them TPR'd is what I found, is that most of them are TPR'd. Like when I asked that kid about other kids in there, like their parents or whatever, most of them are TPR'd. And most of them in the same situation. They get called after the TPR goes through. Then they get sent to these places. And it's just the older kid. It's not the younger. Obviously it's not the younger.
Always
kids,
the older ones. And it's always the special needs ones as well. They do that a lot with the older disabled ones, special needs ones. Because, and like my son, he's 19. The kids I see here are in their the upper teenage age, 15, 16, 17. So you can think, okay, but what I've read in the child welfare manual, and I'm sure it's other places and anywhere, these kids, even though they're TPR, they're supposed to be in contact with their community. My son has not. People you can't. They take these kids from these families, and then they TPR the parents, don't even give them services, nothing. Right. But yet you expect that kid to be a normal kid in this group? No, it's automatic. You might as well. It's not going to work. My son, when I tell you, my boy he's handled it a whole lot better than me. I want to ask him. I can't wait to ask him. Yeah, but there ain't no telling when he comes home what he's going to act like. That is the biggest mystery right now. Because there's so many things that have happened behind the scenes, and I know that it has, and those will come out later on, but it's when he comes around.
It's good that you prepared for it. You prepared for it, and that's good that you prepared, doctors and.
My aunt, my uncle have. If it wasn't for them, my aunt and uncle, and my brother, I don't know what. And the people, y'all, and it's been hard. At the very beginning, I was like a lost person. I was lost. Right. I've never, ever, don't even know anyone that's had to go through this until I started researching the CPS world. And
oh my God.
And then that's when so the first thing I opened up was Google search, and I typed it in, and
listen, I tell everybody I'm a Google lawyer.
Right. And when I tell you those titles of what you're searching and the stuff that comes up, it's it's overwhelming, right? I think I felt, not only when I was trying to find my son as well, because my son was lost. In my eyes, he was lost. Where's he at? My son, where is my son? So I'm trying to find that, and fighting the courts and going to the court, not being notified, can't find no answers because nobody's telling me nothing, but they want to play whatever. They act like they don't know, when really my son was with my family member for 2 months.
Right.
Tell me how.
And you weren't you're not even TPR'd, so that's even worse that they didn't keep you in the loop, let you know anything. When you're not even TPR'd.
And
I get
they contacted his dad that's in prison
contract off, but
before me.
It's ridiculous but still I get the point behind it. But
but you would think that with me being on the probation in the same place that this cases going on, they would be able to find me like easy. Why did it take Facebook from a fake name for them to find me? And what made that? And, I really want to know what made that caseworker do it if nobody else did it. What made her, after all this time passes by, to think to get on Facebook and look for me? Why didn't anybody think of that before? Because you got to know that this is a family member that knows where I'm at, that lies, and so something caught their attention. But why have a heart then if you're going to go?
Was it a new caseworker? I never thought about it like that, but you're right. Was it a new caseworker?
No, it was the same. Apparently, the same one that's been dealing with. It was a new one at the end of it all. She was just doing the investigation part, I guess. But the whole scenario is they believe someone that would be like, I would consider an anonymous caller that stated lies and was making it herself out to be the good guy, which is my own family member. Because not only was I devastated by this lies that she said, my mom's brothers and sisters were devastated, because not only this one sister is not just the only sister my mother has. My mother has she's got 2 other brothers and 4 other sisters, but the one sister said there was no family. Well, I mean, but see,
that's a lot of family members you just listed off.
Yes, and also and then extended family. I mean, this family, it's a big family, but nothing was being said by this family on the internet or anything. And I didn't want to put nothing on the internet, but I did, and still nobody knew.
It's scary.
It's crazy.
It's scary what happens when you do, because it just. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at.
Oh no, I know. Look,
Colton's
my
giving
family.
Great hell, so I was laughing at that.
Look, gosh, I miss when mine was little. I was just my house was the same way. It was great. It was great.
Oh, he's got a tape measure going from the fridge clear across the room now.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have to go under
I love it. I love it.
He's
I love
the
it.
bar every
They're
little
so
bit.
the kids like that. The autistic. They're so smart. So smart. Right. I mean, we were talking about my boy and how he knows how to the smart devices, and the way he knows how to do more than I do. And I'm like, I didn't teach him. I did not teach him that stuff. And
listen, you should see all the videos downloading on my phone today that he had set up to download on YouTube.
See, they're very my son loves YouTube. He's always loved YouTube, but he had to teach my mother how to use it. I'm like, well, then you're going to be teaching me a lot of stuff then, son. When you come home, you definitely got to teach your Aunt Debbie, because your Aunt Debbie, the ones that helped me get him, she's like, Danielle, I said, well, he will teach us. Trust me. He said he's got you. He's got your back. I love it. But I'm excited, but then I'm also I'm worried about how the change is going to be. Is he going to regret?
Hard. I think you guys already have a good enough bond though that he'll probably step right into it, because he just wants to be home.
And you know what I just, the way I have to think about it is,
it's kind of like when you get out of prison. I mean, which we both know how this goes. When you first get out of prison, everything's so weird. Sounds are weird. Your cars on the street are weird. I mean, people don't realize that either, that when you come out of an institution, everything is so different. And even just being in a car is different. It's weird. I remember my stepdaughter picking me up, and I just thought it was the strangest thing being in a vehicle after a year and a half.
Especially when technology is changing at every day. And
when I went in, I had a flip phone, a boost phone that flipped up with a full keyboard, and it was the coolest phone ever. And
when you get out,
and it's not so cool no more.
No,
it's not a cool phone. Sorry, my phone's ringing.
They got touch screens and all. It's I
didn't know how to use a touchscreen phone at all. I had to use what were they called? Blackberry, whatever.
Yes, my mom had to. My mom had to teach me how to do the drink machine at Burger King, because it was.
Oh my God! Yeah. See, you guys don't realize that. If you have never been institutionalized, you don't realize that it does all that.
That's my friend. That's my friend over there.
He's not suffering. He's just trying to get one over.
That's awesome. I love that kid. He's awesome.
Dad's put his foot down. He's home this week, so.
Cool.
Yeah, yesterday we cleaned the house all day. Well, Greg cleaned the house mostly, and I.
See, why can't families be like this? Why can't they leave families alone? Right?
I don't
I
know.
mean, this is a normal. I mean, when my kid was young, it was the same way. Like, this
Right.
is what it keeps us going, and it keeps the kids going. Why tear it apart? And these people,
Right.
I mean, I would love to know what makes you want to come in this home that they may just live paycheck to
No,
paycheck. There's
one second.
nothing wrong. They have a homey home, and it's a normal life. Why tear that apart? What could be so horrible? You don't see the kids being abused. You don't see them being neglected. You see a happy family. Why take that from them? Because not only is that very traumatic for the family and the child, why tear them from the only home they know that they may know?
Right.
When
Right.
when you
And
got
especially these special needs kids. These special needs kids are,
oh
I
my
mean,
God, yes.
you want to permanently damage them. It's just like with the school situation, like I'm dealing with. And I don't mean to like keep reference myself. It's just a good example.
No, you're good.
Like
Well, that's what
taking my son and changing his whole schedule, his driver, his schedule, what room he's in, blah, 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 all that. And then wonder why he's got behaviors. Well, that's his only way to communicate is behaviors. You know, that's his only way to tell you this is really screwed up what you're doing. Why are you messing with me? This is too much at once. And then imagine going out of a home that the only home you know, just like when I was in the hospital, I mean, Colton was better here. You know, like it didn't matter who was here with him.
Especially special needs. Their home is their safe haven. That's what that's where they're comfortable. They can open up, be themselves, and even when they go to school, like my boy, he was taken from the only place he's ever known, the county, the city, everybody knew him, the schools, and put in a whole different state, four states away.
Everything.
No family, nothing, and has not been able to see us for 2 years, ever, over a video. Only through video. So not only do you know what it's like looking at this screen and you're knowing your boy is why is he looking around? Why is he looking like he's in fear of not his life, but his safety? What is going on behind that screen that I can't see? Do
they blur everything out behind him? Like when you're doing your video test, I never thought about asking that. They do on jail visits. They like blur everything in the background so you can't see everybody else.
See, I do have these recorded, and I will do more than
Did you guys hear that? Danielle even recorded all of her visits with her son, even like the most personal, intimate connections that she had with her son. She still videoed it. So everything should be recorded. I'm guilty of not doing it too. My dumbass.
Well, it was the way my son. It's the horrible things in the background that you hear of these kids screaming and cussing and the screams, and I'm like, I can watch them sometimes when I'm around others. I can watch the videos, but when I'm by myself, I don't let my brother see them. I don't, because my brother has even been in a place like that. Like he was older, but my son goes when he was taken, like when my mother passed away, and this is how crap bad this is with my son. All this trauma simply because a family member did this, and her motive, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know till this day.
Because he was older. Because he was older. It was special needs.
My mom. Well, with the family, my aunt. I don't know what her motive is why she did it to my son and me when she's got my daughter. She's a guardian of my daughter.
Why? Because that's what I think. I mean, that's just my speculation, but
exactly.
And because he's more money. He was more, and he had a bond with you. He had more of a bond with you than your daughter, unfortunately.
Well, I think that she didn't want me. She didn't want me around. She didn't want me in the picture. She couldn't get away with. And my mother passed away, and boy, did she take full advantage of it. And it couldn't even have been within minutes of my mom passing. I pulled up in the driveway.
You can't even trust family. That's the saddest part I believe about your case.
Since all this,
to just not be able to trust your family. I mean,
I thought I could.
The ones that got your back the most, and it seems like those are the ones stabbing you in the back the most.
Well, I mean, this whole time for my kids' safety and what we did over a decade ago in that courtroom together was the whole point was to keep my kids out of state hands. That was what I was promised. Why So my mother passes. What involvement? Why couldn't I get my son when I pulled up in that driveway at my parents' house? My parents, not hers. The situation, the case with my daughter is not even a case. It's just she's guardian of my daughter, but it's only me and her. She went on no involvement with my sons because it was left up to the family. There's nothing in the courts that says that she was the stand-in whatever guardian. So, hi Ashley, how are you? Awesome. And it was accepted. Good. Ashley's federal claim today was accepted. She filed it today. That is awesome.
Yes, it is. That is great.
So
it's good. See, we're all making progress. We're all doing big things. We're all making moves, and it's going somewhere.
Yes,
awesome.
And I've noticed like a lot of people that are in these DV cases or whatnot. It's two totally separate worlds with CPS and then a DV.
Yes.
Like it's like we're battling a bigger demon, you know. Like it's
Did you guys see Greg? Greg just said that's all they are is demons.
Yeah. And like, you know, there's a kid that did that. My friend, it's my friend, and this kid, she's like 11. She said, and she's like it's like the demon or the ghost in my closet or the scary monster in my closet when I was little. I'm like, and that's how she described DFCS or CPS. These people,
isn't that crazy?
I'm like,
that's how they're monsters. My
they
middle
can
son,
go in front of a judge and act.
Like, I would have business like at the library, and my middle son, when he was taken, and they would do business at the library, which he hated. He absolutely hated it. But anyway, the worker would come in during my visits, and he would bury his head in my chest, like totally just try to like melt into me because he hated her. Like he hardly had any interaction with her, but yet he hated her. Like was scared, like did not even want to look at her, anything. Yeah,
you know, the office over here in where I'm at, where my case is, they lock the door every time they know I'm coming. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure that out. Why? Why y'all got me? Why
trying to figure out?
I mean, so I drove by there.
It's because you fight.
That's right.
The shadow people. You're right, Ashley.
Like,
that is
why can't I meet them in the office like everybody else? Yeah. Like, because I've even drove by there and just did a little own experiment, you know, just to see if the door was unlocked, because I wanted to know. Because I mean, it's locked. I mean, everybody else tells me, Danielle, I don't know why it's locked. So I drove by and I mean, I may have looked weird, but I did. I went up and it was unlocked, and I'm like, well, why? And I said, well, I may have scared the lady, you know, because she's like, ma'am, can I help you? I'm like, I was just trying to see what something. I said, it's okay, I'm sorry. I said, I'm not going to bother you no more.
Whatever you just did, you messed up your sound. The sound was messed up. It's groggled.
Is that better?
No. Talk again.
How about now?
That's better. Yep, perfect. What'd you do, unplug it?
Yes.
Yeah, you sound fine now. Yeah, that's way better.
It's got to be the connection. Like when I plug, you know, I guess I need to go to wireless. Oh, I'm just kidding.
But then you have to worry about charging them.
Yeah. That's the bad. Yeah, that's why I do the wired.
Greg's over here laughing at us in the corner,
and I'm seeing this is why we got to keep it fun, like keep it casual. We're guys.
You guys listen. Yeah, we're not. Listen, Danielle and I are type of people that we laugh, nervous. We laugh at like horrific things. Because listen, we were at Sam's Club today, and I butt bumped this lady behind me, and I just and I started laughing about it. I made a comment about butt bumping. Because the cashier in front of me was like, oh, the registers are so close together. It happens all the time, you know? Like, just trying to, like, I don't know. Play it off or whatever, yeah. And so then I just start clowning. I mean, yeah. It's the way we are. It's just the people we are. We are not laughing at these situations. It just helps us get through it.
And, you know
and try to keep a sense of humor because we don't want to lose our personalities. We never want to lose our personalities.
You don't want to lose yourself
and be the people that we are today. Just stronger and knowledgeable.
Especially when you're going through this, like we need to help each other and we need to build each other up because
and sometimes like laughing about things can get you through it. I mean, really honestly, and you don't ever want to lose your happiness. It's so much easier. What do they say? It takes more energy and more muscles to frown than it does to laugh.
Yes. Yep.
To smile,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
So
and
yeah,
it's-
Greg just corrected me to smile. Now to
I'll have
laugh,
to-
it takes a lot of energy. Danielle kind of wears me out when I have to laugh all day.
look, sorry. Yes, I can say that, but I do.
My
Sure
blood
you wanna
pressure is
talk to me
fine today.
Right, good.
My blood pressure is fine today.
Good. I'm a talker, so that's why,
Right.
you know, and that's why I wanted to come on the podcast and just share with the whole world like what's going, like my experience, other people. If anybody wants to come on the show, reach out to us, let us know. We'll bring you on, and you can talk. You can talk about it. Like, let's spread the word. Let's get this out there, because especially these kids in these the facilities,
Yes.
and like Gary said.
I'm glad you picked that for the first one, because I've been wanting to talk about that forever, about what I learned from them kids that I talked to, you know. And
a lot of people don't talk about that.
Unfortunately, the thing I had, they actually wrote me this thing out to tell me about their experience, and they sorry, someone just sent me a message and it threw me all off.
I thought you said, look, I thought that was a brain fart. My bad.
My uncle just made me speechless. But anyway, see how he is? Sorry. See what I mean? You just keeping your sense of humor. See, he said something funny. And yeah. But anyway, what was I saying? Gosh darn it. Oh, they wrote me out something telling me about the experience, and they wanted me to share it on the show because they thought it was really cool what we do on the show about exposing. And they no, go ahead.
It's like you're comfortable sharing it, and
yeah,
it's something that you want to talk about. Well, hey, if this is where you're comfortable, hey, with me
right.
is like, hey,
right. But unfortunately, their mom deleted it off my computer. So, but I mean, I know from just talking to them, what the things that they said to me was just so horrific, and none of them needed to be part of that, you know.
Right. Well,
yes. Darren's right. Pack it up. The Pack It Up campaign.
Because like, even if you're
that's great. Sorry, Greg just did a whole dance with the Pack It Up. I should have put it on video.
Pack it.
Yeah, that's Darren's campaign for all of us uniting in our campaign against this.
Come together. Yes. And don't be afraid to voice yourself, because not only is knowledge power, and it's a powerful thing. Get new knowledge, like, every day.
What did Tiffany said something amazing last night, and I wish I would have wrote it down, and I didn't. I was in the other room, but when she said it, but she said something about the knowledge. They can't take your knowledge from you.
You know what I've always said?
Your knowledge can never be stolen from you, or however she said it. It was amazing though, because she's so right on the money.
And you know what my favorite thing is? Success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It's courage that counts.
Yeah.
So you be the voice for your kids. Protect these kids and others' kids, because that's, I mean, why
do not rely on what these people tell you. Just don't rely on it. I mean, okay, every one of us had a report that is so screwed up. I mean, I know I recently did.
Lies.
That is so screwed up, and it's full of nothing but lies and nothing but misleading, that brought them to the finding determination, or brought them to what services are required, or whatever the case may be.
Talk about that in the open. So why can't we talk about what they?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't. It's not fair that we have to be hush hush. We don't have to be. You don't have to be hush. You have a right. You can speak your mind. Speak what you want. Because they lie.
Don't ever shut up. Listen, obviously Danielle and I never shut up. So just don't ever shut up.
Exactly. Look, I'm a listener and a talker, and we talk. Yeah, but we are a very. Trust me, y'all know what we can help you. We will help strengthen you, because that's where these caseworkers and they're supposed to be help strengthen the families that are struggling, instead of hurting and dividing them. They're supposed to be about families first, families united, not families divided. And so, I mean, and what I don't get
they must have got the opposite memo. They got the memo that said divide and conquer.
They didn't understand the
destroy. Their memo was backwards. They read into it wrong. They read
Right,
between the lines.
but then next thing you know, the main director of the department, whatever, that area in either state, like in my state, she got a raise. Like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk? No. Why not help these? But yet they're allowed to keep stuff that they're not documenting. And why are we having to expose that now? Like, why are they having to come up with a Foster Care Transparency Act? So y'all have to document this stuff. Why weren't y'all doing it before? But you're gonna get a rate? Like, no, you're not doing your job.
Hey, do you remember a month ago when I was telling you guys about the school, how I was having issues with the school, and how they wanted me to put Colton in this whole other school, and they told me it was a year waiting list, right, to even get a meeting with these people. Well, guess what happened today? The school had a meeting with that other school, and they didn't want me there.
Oh.
And before the end of this week, they're going to set up to where they come in and observe Colton in the classroom.
But why
they still haven't even talked to me yet. They haven't talked to me at all. And this school is an hour. How far away is it, Greg? It's like it's like an hour and a half bus ride for him every day. It'll be 3 hours. He'll be on the bus every day.
But why aren't they including? But I mean, he's under.
This is my theory on it, is that they wanted the school to talk freely about like how my son acts, what he does, his behaviors, his good behaviors, bad behaviors.
I thought education, a parent, definitely.
Yeah, and including a parent. But I kind of get it, because they want to know like the real deal. So I kind of get parents there, but to not even contact the parents at all.
Right. I mean, they could have at least reached out to you. Period.
Right.
And whether or not, I mean, yeah, there could be something that they say could just, because we're mama bears, you know what I'm saying? And I understand where you're from on that part.
And it's against the law. It's against the law to do anything with my son without contacting me.
But they didn't contact you at all.
It's against my son's rights. It's against my rights as a parent, and education-wise, and my constitutional rights. It's against everything. But isn't it funny how... It's really funny how there was a year waiting list a month ago, because it was in end of October or beginning of October when we discussed putting them on the waiting list. And I was resilient to do. I mean, I hesitated to do it anyway, but then I finally said, screw it, just do it. Put him on the list. We'll feel it out. I'll at least listen. You know, I'll at least. But now they're acting like he's gonna, by the end of the year, he'll be in that school. But a year waiting list went to a month. A month and a half. I mean, so that tells me right there that there's something going on there, that they want my kid out of that school, and they want him out of there now.
They sugarcoat too much when they can't even be honest themselves. Like,
right. So I mean, the principal called me today, and he's like, "I feel like I'm communicating too much with you," and I'm like, "There's never that. There's never. You can never communicate too much to me. I don't care if Colton, you want to call me every day and tell me he ate this at lunch, he didn't eat this, he peed at this time, or whatever. I don't care. That's not too much communication. There's never going to be too much communication from the schools, from anywhere about my son when he's not with me. I would rather have the play-by-play every day than nothing at all.
And any parent with a special needs child should be that way. And any school or anyone involved with you or your son should be that way. Full contact.
His assessment of the meeting that they had was very positive. We had nothing but positive things to say. Bullshit! You cannot tell me that. No, there's no way. There's no way. My son acts out. My son has behavior issues. There's no way you can tell me that was all positive.
Right. And I was thinking the same thing when I call and they give me and I'm like, but then this one, I mean, but I'm like, well, wait a minute, come on. They have there are some days, and my son has hit he's going through puberty, so I know if I'm having freedom of pause is so I know my boys. I mean,
right.
Everyone has their days.
We all know what that was like going through it ourselves. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone goes through it. My brother goes through it. I go through it. You go through it. I'm sure people in the audience go through it. Like, what? Our kids go through it. Everybody does. But don't see how they sugarcoat stuff. Why can't people be? I mean, but some people can can't take constructive criticism either. Like they can't accept or
Listen,
be my.
this is what I have to say about that. Okay, maybe because I've had a lot of experience in, like when I was in prison, I was in a treatment program, and that's
Remember,
what it was.
we are a lot more open than others.
Accountability. Yeah, I know, but might as well just put myself on blast here. But it was accountability treatment, and it, you know what? And it's not the first time I was in it. It's that the first time I was in an accountability treatment was when I was in that group home when I was a kid.
Well, why can't they talk to you about it and work with you on and be real with you?
What it was is you confront people. Like the group home I was in, it was 7 levels of confrontation is what it was called. So it was like you give nonverbals first. So like let's say somebody was biting their nails and you think that that's a behavior they need to stop, like an anxious behavior. So you would go like this. You would like tell them, you know, like this with a nonverbal, like tell them, you know, and then they have to say thank you, you know, to acknowledge it. And yes, Chris, that is awesome. I am very glad you're going to see your son tomorrow.
She said she's not going to see her son tomorrow.
Oh, she's not. Oh my gosh, I read that so wrong. I'm so sorry.
Why not? Why don't you get? I thought Debbie's. You talking about the therapist, Chris? Why not? What made that change in the last 30 minutes?
Yeah.
See how quick things move.
Chris, I'll call you after the show too.
And you know and like see that right there can go perfect with what you're talking about right there, because they the sugarcoating, and they tell you, like I've even experienced that. They tell me, oh well, he's doing it, when really it's not like that. Why not?
Yeah, I mean I don't want to hear you don't want to hear that way. You don't want to hear BS. You want to know
the mother said John has. Oh boy.
I'm about to the point where I'm putting a camera on him. I'm about to put a camera on my kid's clothes. You know what I mean? That's the point I'm at.
They said that John or the son has an earache. So that's come up, and that see how they do. See how the system. Yeah. And I know a friend that's going through that as well. Like they can just cancel when they want to. It's not about them. It's about the child, not them. Like that's what they chose to do, would be a foster parent, and like I mean, why?
And an earache is not going to stop him from going to play therapy. I mean,
right? But it's the whole thing. My gist of it is.
Never mind.
But no, the thing is, they may be looking out the best, but why all of a sudden now, after all this is done, like he has an earache? The earache had to have been going on for a minute. You get what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But so all these plans get made. You tell the parents, oh, you get to see your son at therapy tomorrow.
For a doctor's appointment. Though. For a play therapist. That's
after it's set, then take it away from the parent. They need to think about what that does to the parents. That right there.
Well, yeah, and the child. Here, that's something that is really needed for John. John really needs to go to play therapy, and he hasn't went for like 2-3 months.
Why can't the parents?
The first time they finally set it up, and then they take it away. That's not
contagious. I'm sorry.
No, exactly. It's not, and it's not. It's something that, yeah.
But see, and there's a lot of parents that go through stuff like that. That is a perfect example for what some of these caseworkers can do just to be a manipulative brat or butthole. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
Sorry. That really just got.
You can cut.
Like, I was
it's free speech.
You're right. Look, I did say, yeah. But they, just my language. But they just have like the caseworkers, like what? And you know, we already know there's some out there that they get off by that. They like, that's their adrenaline. They love manipulating these families. Why?
Yeah, I can't remember who said that the other night. That was awesome when they said it like that. That they get off on them. You know,
I did.
They really do. Hi, son.
Me and what's his face?
In fact, you can say hi. Say hi. Look, everybody. Can you say hi? Can you say hi?
Hey.
Look, can you say hi to everybody? Hi.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Hi.
Look at that's my friend.
Look, I'm making him say hi.
See, and you know, like the world would be such a better place if we didn't have such, like back a decade ago, 20 years, like. You didn't hear. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, like what Darren was talking the other night about communities taking care, like taking a tribe to raise your village to raise your kid.
Why does it take a piece of paper for a child to be in a family? Tell me that one.
Thank
Why
you. Yes, I agree. I agree with
Tell
you
your
completely.
out.
Right.
My family, which I'm not gonna put their names out there, but I know from firsthand that there ain't no paper. There's nothing. But
Right.
that person got to live a life as a child and was raised and everything by a loving family. So why does it take a piece of paper? Why can't if a parent is struggling, why can't they trust their friend without having to go through all this? And then the friend, they have a manipulative friend that used the system against them, like in my situation. Why? Let
Show us your
them,
dinosaur. Show us all your dinosaur. He's showing us his dinosaur, Danielle. Look,
I don't know what's going on.
See his
Hey,
dinosaur?
buddy.
He's showing us his
I like
dinosaur.
that. Oh, there it is. I love how he does. I love that. I love that. He's
kidding me.
So smart. So smart.
Get out. Get out. You're not
Look,
playing with him.
He would have, Alex, my boy would be like so happy just to be around someone like just
to be around any kid that's just like special needs, not special needs, not normal, not normal. Any kid that wasn't locked in a room with him, that wasn't forced to be around him.
or detain, or like not detained, but like think about it. These kids that are older, aging out of foster care, that are in these group homes.
Right.
I mean, the treatment facilities. What they don't get to go out. You know what? They get to go on a van ride.
Imagine their anxiety. I mean, just think, like going back to the prison thing. So imagine your anxiety right before you know what your day is, your release day is, and it's you're going to walk out that door. All that anxiety, and I mean, I was absolutely crazy the week before. The week before I got out on a Monday, and I was absolutely the craziest bitch in the world for a week.
Look,
because I was thought about every stupid little thing.
You know what's gonna be cool is to video the progress of my son as time goes on, and y'all could see it firsthand. And my son is okay with that. My son told me to make him famous, so hey. I mean, he's used to going places, Walmart. He's used to driving. We go on rides. He's used to interacting. When I tell you the city, where we lived and where he lived growing up, everyone knows him, and it's not no little place. Oh. And my son would he's autistic, he's ADHD, but he might get away. He did run away a couple times, but everybody knew him. And I mean, look, my son is I don't know what is up with him and water, but he loved water towers for some reason. Like, I still don't know this answer. I would love to know. Maybe he loves Christian music. My son loves "Mercy Me" by I can only imagine.
But you guys, we all have to call him Albiz, or what's his name? What's his rap name?
Oh, Albizi. Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh, Lord. Look, but that's another thing. If y'all would look up this song person, go listen to the music and then let me know what's up. Like,
right.
I'm just dumbfounded at the fact that, wow, talk about explicit what?
Right.
And you want my son?
That he's allowed to listen to him?
I'd rather him know his name in Spanish than
right.
With my aunt and uncle. No, when my aunt and uncle heard that name, they were like, then when I played the music, oh boy, you already know. I mean, I thought my uncle's soul left his body. Like, he just could not believe it. And he's like, they're calling him what? But why would he?
Right.
So is that the kind of music they're listening to out there? And
yeah, obviously, yeah.
I mean, easy money, Alex? Are you easy money? Like, hello. Why did I have to hear that? Like, why did I? And these are, and what we're talking about is, these are people that work in these facilities that are doing this.
Right.
I've experienced this firsthand on a video visit as well. Easy money, Alex? Are you easy money?
Yeah, that's amazing that they said that to him.
But then
you're not amazing in a good way. I mean, absolutely horrific that they said that to him.
They corrected themselves as soon as they realized I was on there. And I got that on video. When they said that and then realized that I was, well, hello guys, hi, I'm here. I heard that. Like, why are you joking with my son and making fun of my son like that? That's because he was just sent out there, and like, it's already traumatizing enough that he's never been to a place like this, never been around like he's not a
An
behavioral
environment like that.
right.
Right.
He's from a loving home. My mom, my nanny. I mean, you can ask my brother. Everybody in my family is just dumbfounded at the fact that this one family. And what the hell is she thinking? But she won't say nothing, but she will.
Right.
I promise you. We will find out the truth. I promise.
Yes, it will go out.
And so
Not
like
yet. You folks said not yet.
with what my son has experienced, has
Right.
driven me to that's where this podcast comes in, because I've seen so many things that and even been interacted with other parents and other families going through this. You know, I'll share more as the podcast goes on. We're on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's probably going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm not sure.
Or 2 p.m. Central.
Should have had me.
2 p.m. Central for us Central people.
Okay. And I will definitely on the next podcast be better prepared on my intro and my end. I will have times and everything. So but I'll be on Tuesdays. He's fine. Look, Colton, I'm okay, buddy. That's my friend. That's my friend right there.
He's trying. I had to hide the bananas. He's trying to get the bananas to put on his Madagascar plane.
Banana, that sounds good. A banana.
No, he wants to put him on his Madagascar plane. He wants to play with them.
Oh. That must be his
Madagascar plane that he made.
So, well, we got. Let's see. I think we're. So back. I'll be on. Well, this podcast will be on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and let's just go ahead with 3:00. We'll go with 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're in a different time zone or location, please. It's Eastern. I'm Eastern. I'm not sure what what'd you say?
I'm Central, so it's 2 p.m. Yep, Central.
Who?
I'm Central, so it's 2 p.m.
Okay, and then when it gets out to the California coast, I have no idea because I always mess it up.
Did you see that? Did you see how slick he just was? Did you see that, Danielle?
I just saw a flash go across. That's it. Like that.
He got
I
one.
was like that cartoon with that guy. What was it? Speed Demon or what? Like you flash.
Yes.
Yes.
God, that was slick.
So everyone,
I
think we got to get off in an hour. It's almost an hour, so we're gonna close out, guys. Or gals and guys.
Thank you for being here, you guys. Thank you for being loyal and just thank you. I'm glad you got the notifications, and I'm glad you guys are here.
And just bear with me as I get over my camera shy experience, because this
Danielle
podcast
did great, guys, didn't she? She did great.
I'm trying to. I tried to look until you
tell
came
me
on. I locked up
for
for a minute.
with her.
I
didn't
locked
know I
up.
was going on. So.
Look, I froze, and then you started. You popped up, and I was like, "Thank God!" Like
Well, you sent me the link. You sent me the link, and I was like, "I'm going on." I didn't even know I was going on.
Sorry. Like I'm still learning too. I'm still learning too.
I'm glad I was home.
Yeah, look, me too. My bad. Look, the stuff we do, I swear. My bad.
I know.
Next time.
But I left the house for the first time in months today. And I'm like, Greg, this is just awesome. I'm glad I'm out. And we did nothing but clown the whole time.
And now you're on the show. So, I mean, hey, we'll have to have more times. So, all right. So, we got probably about a minute. So, look on Abolish CPS. Is it .com? CPS Fighting Justice, right? The podcast,
CPS Breaking News.
Channel on YouTube, Facebook.
Fight CPS.
Wicked Warriors on Facebook, Wicked Warriors with Tiff. Then you got Vinny. Vinny is like I said, this is what I'm gonna say. I will get back to y'all, and I promise tomorrow the next show will be. I will have all that info. I promise. Because right now this is my first, and this is my freebie for the week. So all right.
Yeah, you can't mess it tomorrow.
So, you want any last words, Carrie? You got any last words?
Last words are just knowledge is power. And love these little ones to death, even when they're slick mine just goes behind my back.
Look, this song, guys, listen to this song. Listen to it, and y'all have a good evening, and keep fighting. Don't give up. And
we'll be back at 6 and 8.
We'll be back at 6 for the Tiff and Punisher show, and 8 with the
8.
Vinny and all
That's
of us.
Central Time.
Yeah, Central Time.
Thanks, Darren.
All right, y'all. Have a good day, and we will see y'all tomorrow at 3.
Praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line. Georgia's Foster, let love shine. I see peace, you send them far and wide, across the borders where they divide. Families waiting with open arms to shield them from all worldly harm. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out, but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their hearts, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line. Georgia's Foster, let love shine. Oh, Georgia's Foster, let love shine. Though the journey's tough, the road is long, singing out this hopeful song. Every child deserves a chance to find their home, their love, their dance. No more darkness, no more tears, just a future free from fears. With each step they grow so strong, in a place where they belong. Through the bridges of Georgia's care, they're reaching out, but life ain't fair. Isolation's heavy on their hearts, praying for a brand new start. Child protectors on the line. Georgia's Foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's Foster, let love shine. Love shine. Oh, Georgia's Foster, let love shine. The journey's tough, the road is long. In this world they'll start to glow. Child protective, hear their plea. In Georgia's arms they will be free.